G'day guys, Daryl again. This time we're showing you on the Quantum full height, show you how to set up the kitchen, how to open it up and have it all operational. So first things first, we've got to open the door with all these latches. Drop our door down. And from there, we now actually have to pull our kitchen out. So these orange tabs that you can see either side here, I'll just depress those slightly, open it up that little bit, release them, and then grab it by the handle and pull that out until it locks into place as it is there. Next thing best to do is to hook up our gas line. We are going to do that straight away. So I'm just removing the gas bayonet dust cover there. I'll just set that up on the top. Across the back here is where the hose is located. Luke will just come in and show you that side of it there. And then we will take that hose out of there and locate that back into the gas bayonet here on the side wall. So it's easy to do that now, obviously before we fold out the rest of the kitchen. So that just pushes in, twists into place, that's locked on, ready to go. From there, to open up the rest of the kitchen, I'll undo the latch at the front here. And there's also a latch at the back as well, so I undo those there, they're ready to go. On the end here, you'll notice that there is a little bracket that is velcroed to the end. This bracket is what helps hold our kitchen bench up there on the exterior wall. That comes back over to here, locates on those two lugs there, sitting there like so, and then I'm able to bring that up and over and sit it over onto that bracket there as it is. That's our bench set up, quite quick, quite simple. I'm ready then to use my gas. I can use the sink as need be. The next main one is possibly opening up your pantry. Again, opening your latches, lifting up the door. With the struts makes it a lot easier. It's ready, open, access all your food or implements that you've got into there. Again, we'd open up, the tap is swivel on that side of it, a cooker's ready to go as well. The other big thing with this is that we have a little travel bungee on the end here. The bungee actually helps locate and secure the drawer that is underneath, our major storage drawer in the bottom of the kitchen there as well. The fridge and the likes of, we have over on this side, so we have to undo this little latch. We'll undo that latch there. That allows that fridge and the storage bin to now come out. Now that will come out quite a distance there, and at the last it'll just drop down a little bit there like so. So that's now locked in. We can't push that in. I can push quite heavily on that. We can't get that back in unless I was to lift that back up slightly to slide that back in again. In particular, the fridge has already been opened here by the latches. We would normally undo the latches here, and then we can open up our fridge freezer, as you can see there. It is separate between the fridge and the freezer, has its own adjustments on the front as well. To close the fridge, I'm just going to go around this side just so you can see it a little bit easier, but normally you'll just push on that spring and that'll allow that to drop down. We're holding that lid there to close that back down. The storage box on the end catches a lot of people out. It is a slide open lid over the top there like that. Quite a generous size and depth there for a lot of your implements, pans, that sort of thing. Okay, now for the sink wise, if we were to use the sink and we wanted to empty the sink, you'll notice on the side here, I'll just step back out of the way, there's a hose tucked up on the side there that Luke will zoom in on there. That hose is actually just sitting there. I'll lift that hose up out of the two little brackets there, and I will drop that down there. Now I'm just pushing that down with my hand. You can see that underneath. And I would have it into a bucket, maybe even sitting it on a little stool or a milk crate or something in the bucket there when I go to empty it. The volume of water you're going to have in there is only a couple of litres that you can soon dispose of quite easily. And that's basically the setup of our kitchen. Quite quick, quite simple. It is the same as what is on the Quantum full height as what we have on the Quantum. The Quantum Plus do have the same identical kitchen. The only difference between any of the others is that the pantry, because the vans are slightly longer, the pantry is located a little bit further along than what the rest of the kitchen is. So, I'll show you now how to pack it all up. It's just a reverse of all of that there. So basically we would go through, lower our sink nozzle down, close everything off. I would close the pantry, because if I try to close that back up now, I cannot get it past the pantry door. So the pantry would be reclosed again. And when I go to shut this, because you've been set up camping, please ensure that you do have the pantry shut. But the other major one is the window as well. If we have the window left open slightly, when we do close it, where we do latch the bench top here, it can rub against the edge of the window. So always be mindful that the window has to be closed when you're packing up. So again, it's just a case of bringing that up. Window's shut. If I didn't have that shut, I'd be just potentially hitting on the edge of the window. And now at this point, at the back here is that latch again. I'm locating that latch and locking it down. I'm doing the same at the front. If I don't do that, I will drag this surface underneath the laminate finish here into the kitchen storage area. There I will take this in, latching up the fridge, and then I'll just do that slight lift, pushing in on the fridge and the storage till it goes home. I'll latch the locking mechanism there so it can't slide in and out anymore. I'll grab the bench support off the wall, which only just sits on there as I showed before. And then that just locates back on the end here again like so. Held by the Velcro, doesn't move or anything from there. Again, just stepping in front, I depress the two little orange levers, I push in slightly and let the levers go. I don't hold the levers in. If I do, it won't allow us to go all the way through, okay? Before I do that, I nearly forgot it, was our gas hose here. So I disconnect that, and again, that will just go on the back of the little locating lock piece at the back here, as you can see there now. I'll just pull that out so you can see that. And now I'll push that back in again. So I'll depress that, back in I go until it locks in. Now you'll notice I wasn't softly pushing that in. You do need to make sure it does lock by those tabs back inside there again. And from there, everything's shut again. I can shut the door, close it all up. I can lock the locks individually, make sure it's all shut properly, pantry and that, and away we go.